Hello, YouTubers. Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host, Frank the Vamp. And today we're going to talk about another awesome movie. Well, political satire, when done right, can be outright hilarious, can be super funny. In 1940, the great late Charles Chaplin released the movie The Great Dictator. The Great Dictator, makes fun of Hitler and fellow horrible dictator Benito Mussolini. And the movie is just so awesome and hilarious. So because it actually shows us, how the caricature of an actual person, of an actual dictator, can be so close to life. In 1964, the late awesome Stanley Kubrick came up with the movie Doctor Strangelove with the awesome Peter Sellers, the late Peter Sellers, and the so awesome also late George C. Scott. The movie talks about the fears of Cold War, a nuclear world, and the war against between the United States and the Soviet Union. And that movie, it's a masterpiece. If you haven't seen it, you must see it because it's so funny, but it's also so raw and so thought provoking. Now, see if you click to see a review of the interview. You're probably wondering if, since I started, talking about these awesome political satire movies, is it as good? Well, I'm not sure it's as good as those two, but I'm gonna tell you, it's in the ballpark. It's actually freaking hilarious. It's actually a fantastic film. I gonna tell you why, obviously, but it's. I think that political satire movies really hit the mark when they talk about things that are, that are current, things that are going on with you and me, and and they're talking about powers that are way beyond our heads, people that actually control our lives. And and that's kind of scary when those people who control your lives can be a little doot doot. So this movie is directed by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and starring Rogen and James Franco. And I'm going to talk about two things. About the plot. I'm going to take a few things. The plot. I'm going to talk to you about the why I think this movie is freaking funny, and finally, I'm actually going to talk about a little bit about the controversy that's going on with the movie. Well, first of all, the movie just follows Franco and Rogen, because they both have this talk show where Franco is the host, and the talk show, it's just so funny, kind of parodies the TMZ type of thing, where talking about stupid, frivolous things about celebrities, and if they get boob jobs, or I don't know, they have rants about things that are so stupid, and people are loving it. People, the ratings are going through the roof, but then Rogan has an epiphany where he is confronted by some fellow journalist, and he's told that, hey, you're not a journalist, you're a joke. That's not real journalism, and basically he doesn't like that at all. So he goes to Franco, which is the host of the show, and says, hey, you know what? We're not doing real news. We need to do something great. And then Franco, through some things that are going on, discovers that the dictator of North Korea Kim Jong Un, actually enjoys watching the show, and he has this crazy idea. Why don't we get him to do an interview? And through some hilarious hijinks, they finally get to do the interview, and and the CIA contacts them and says, hey, since you are going to have close proximity to this, if so this madman with the Kim Jong Un has control of nuclear warheads that could destroy the United States and the world, among other things. And basically, the CIA says, "Hey guys, why don't you do a job for your country and actually help us assassinate Kim Jong Un?" And and hilarity ensues. So that's as far as the plot I'm going to tell you. Why this movie works. The chemistry between Rogen and Franco is fantastic. They done movies. They done awesome movies, and they're just freaking great. So Rogen and Franco rekindled their great chemistry, from Pineapple Express, and they're funny. The two stoner, really stupid comments that they make to each other, and awesome chemistry. I can't tell you the jokes because they come fast and they come hard, and they really they go from the juvenile stupid to the actually very clever jokes, but they're non-stop. I mean, you're laughing throughout all the film. Yeah, it's like I said, it could be juvenile. I mean, critics of the film will tell you, hey, it's dumb and it should be more highbrow, but no, I think it works. And it's just fantastic the way they both play off each other. I mean, it's really quite nice. I'm thinking that there's other, back in the day used to be Cheech and Chong with Tommy Chung and what's his name, Cheech Marin, and they used to crack me up so bad, back in the late 70s when they used to make their movies. Then there was Beavis and Butthead, that cartoon, and they are cartoonish versions of themselves, which is really funny, and they just are well, one thing I can say is that Franco really knocks it out of the park here, because he's the funny guy, and Rogen plays more of the straight guy, in this duo of comedy, and they bounce off each other, just awesome. The other thing that I wanted to mention that I think that it's the best, it's the fact of the political satire. I mean, I think that this, of course, they make fun of the dictator, and it's really funny. Some of the scenes, the actor who plays it, let me see if I can quickly find out his name. He is just really funny. Is Randall Park, and Randall Park just is hilarious as Kim Jong Un, and it's funny to see how this man who allegedly, supposedly, whatever you want to think about his people criticism, that he's basically, pardon the expression, batshit crazy. It's that actually has been. They kind of explore also the fact, the psychological side, that he had a terrible father that probably raised him the wrong way, and there's actually some, they try to, in a very funny way, try to go deep into him, not just make fun of his over the top ways or how he, it's crazy and wants to destroy the world type of thing. But they actually touch on what probably makes him work, and that he is indeed not a godlike or a horrible monster, type of thing, but just a human being who's very misled and with monster-like qualities and with the power to become a monster or to be a terrible monster. And we also study the fact that it makes fun. That's the great thing is it just doesn't make it makes fun of the media, how the media portrays and how stupid it can be, makes some. There's a joke about the Frost Nixon interview, which is actually a very serious thing. Look it up if you're not as old as me and or history or this is just a very serious interview where Richard Nixon sort of admits his guilt of the Watergate because of a very ingenious interviewer, Mr. Frost, and they make a little joke about that, which is awesome. One of the other things is that it makes fun of ourselves, makes fun of America, and we makes how we are interested in something that's so stupid, like maybe a small country across the world is getting destroyed, but we care more about if Lindsay Lohan got arrested. And it's just, I think it makes fun of ourselves. So any comedy or satire that can achieve all those three things, I think it's best. Yeah. So even though I still don't think it's as great as The Great Dictator and Doctor Strangelove, but it's just fantastic. This movie, it's great, and you should see it. The controversy now, talking about seeing it. Well, the controversy is that obviously, if you've been watching TV, several terrorist threats have been posted about this film, and terrorist groups have allegedly done terrorist attacks on cyber attacks and things like that, and threats about seeing in the theaters, which prevented a theater release. And movies like that will have the controversy. The Great Dictator had a lot of controversy. Originally was I read that it was going to be banned I'm not sure of the U.S., but I read of the U.K. But when the film was going to be released, England was at war with Germany already, so it was released okay. Of course, because of the delicate situation between the Soviet Union and the U.S. at that time in 1964, that was a highly controversial Doctor Strangelove to be released, and it had a lot of backlash. And that Mr. Kubrick was not strange to that. Had he gone through other problems with other of his films, because his content was so awesome, some stupid people wanted to censor it. But coming back to this film is nothing. I think this film lives up to the hype, must be watched. I'm going to give this movie an A. Yes, this is an A movie. I think it would have been an A plus had other things have been done, but I think it's just perfect the way it is. I definitely recommend you to see the interview. In the United States, it's available on video on demand. I think it's available in other countries as well. There is a theatrical release to be released later, depending on the outcome of the current threat. But I mean, what I say to controversies is the fact that there's a lot of things that are beyond our control. There's forces that are way over our heads that control the world. If you can't laugh at that, what can you laugh at? Seriously, maybe the world should lighten up a little bit. and just enjoy this awesome film. This has been one before I end. There is an awesome review I did about Stanley Kubrick as a director. I'm gonna put the link on the bottom of this on the description of the video, so that you can like it, because there is a little homage that I do to Dr. Strangelove. I didn't want to clip it and put it on this one though, because I don't think it fits, but I would love it if you watch my Kubrick video too, and you see a really funny ending paying homage to Dr. Strangelove. Signing off, Frank the Vamp. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you love me, if you like me, if you don't know hard feelings, but post your comments anyways, whether you hate it or love it. Take care. Happy New Year. Bye.